Used morning and night, this moisture-rich, specially formulated cream will enhance your skin's natural lustre and delay the ageing process. You don't believe this, cobblers, do you?
Yeah, 29 quid that cost me.
Yes, you can't delay the ageing process. Look at Bruce Forsyth.
Well, what about that mate of Dorian's then? If I look like her when I'm 45, I'll be well pleased.
Yeah, she's had so many facelifts, she'll have a beard soon.
Look, you might not give a monkeys what you look like when the boys get out of prison, but I do.
You can't make time stand still. Wrinkles and bags under your eyes are God's way of telling you you're knackered.
Bags? What bags?
Oh, talking of bags, there she is. Door.
I'm not late, am I?
Well, put it this way. We've ordered you a clam and supper.
Well, I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a morning.
Luke's been letting you play with this ceramic hob again, has he?
I have been to Lundquist Kitchens, as it happens. And I've brought you some new brochures.
Oh, thanks, Dorian. I'll put them with the 97 others you've given me this week.
Well, I'm sure you'll want a fresh start when Chris is out of prison.
I'd rather have a fresh husband. Michael Douglas would be due to be getting on with.
Now, the way I see it is, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Must be why Marcus has a peptic ulcer.
What are you on about, Dorian?
I'm sorry?
Why the sudden obsession with kitchens? Apart from the fact that your Luke flogs them for a living.
Well, that's just it. He doesn't. I mean, he isn't. There's been a slump in sales. In fact, they've dropped off completely.
I didn't say a word.
He hasn't sold more than a mud tree for weeks now. I mean, what is wrong with people? Don't they recognise fine British craftsmanship when they see it?
Lundquist? British? It's jack crap, isn't it?
Perhaps they're too busy wasting their money on silly, unimportant little things like interest rises and poll tax bills and stuff.
Yeah.
Not in Chigwell, Tracy. We have accountants for that.
So what's the problem then?
If Luke doesn't sell a kitchen soon, they are threatening to shut the shop and transfer him to a branch up north.
Oh, goodbye, Luke.
And goodbye, Rumpy Pumpy, beyond the scrubbed oak corner units.
Couldn't you see it in your heart to buy a kitchen, Tracy? Yours is at least 3 years old.
No, I couldn't. Me and Daryl chose it together. He'd be gutted if he came home to find different cabinets.
Look, think of it this way. You'd be bringing your home into the 21st century, and you'd be saving my marriage.
Saving your marriage? We've got more chance of saving the Brazilian rainforests.
Look, don't you see? Luke makes my marriage last. He takes the pressure off poor Marcus by satisfying my essential needs. He performs a vital role.
How do you do it, Dorian?
Her age, and she wants diagrams.
I'm sorry, Dorian. You'll have to find someone else. I don't want a new kitchen.
Oh, well. The best laid plans.
Or the best planned lays.
You can always try and find yourself a new fella, in case Lundquist do give Luke the old Evo. Anything here take your fancy?
Sharon, I couldn't. Luke is a very warm, giving person. He means the world to me. Nice bum on that one.
What about him over there, look? Well, that one up there, look. Oh, he's nice.
Sharon, please. A man with a face like a pizza I can do without.
Who does he remind you of?
Jason Donovan?
Vinnie Hutchins.
That piece of scum? No, it can't be. He's doing a 5-stretch in Maidstone with Chris and Daryl, isn't he?
What was that? Can't have been for good behaviour.
Another graduate of the Nicholas Ridley Charm School. Anyway, this is all purely academic. Luke's the one that I want.
See, Dorian?
Bye, Dorian.
You know, I envy Dorian.
What? Her energy, her passion, the way she knows what she wants and she goes for it.
No, the way she can blow 60 quid on makeup without batting a false eyelash. And that flash motor of hers.
Yeah, nice little motor, innit?
And Luke. Now, if I found him in my bed, I'd give him 24 hours to get out.
Bloody hell.
Vinnie Hutchins, you old rascal.
Wait for the standard, you said. See what he's done, you said. Well, we did, and we have. So now what?
So now chuck us over another gypsy cream, will ya?
Pensioner Edna Phillips, 72, is still recovering from shock after the scar-faced raider thrust a sawn-off shotgun into her stomach. And all you can think about is gypsy creams. Shall, you've got to face facts. Vinnie Hutchins pulled a job today and we're witnesses. We've got to turn him in.
It says here the raider wore an Arsenal bobble hat.
Yeah?
Well, Vinnie supports Spurs, doesn't he?
This is serious. He had a shooter.
Look, Chris and Daryl didn't exactly go to work with water pistols in their pocket, you know.
What are you getting at? My Daryl's shotgun weren't even loaded.
Oh, well, that must have been a huge comfort to the poor beggars who had it stuck in their stomachs. The point is, Tracy Stubbs, you don't grass on your own.
What do you mean, your own?
Oh, don't be so stupid, Trace. How do you think Daryl paid for this little lot, eh? SO tokens.
How dare you compare my Daryl to that slime bag Vinnie Hutchins?
Sorry. Your Daryl was the Roger Moore of the sawn-off shotgun, was he? It don't matter. You know what your Daryl's going through. Banged up for years in that Victorian carsey. No exercise, crap food. Having to do his business in a bucket with that nasty bog roll that slides off your bum. And you'd wish that on Vinnie Hutchins.
Yes, he's a violent criminal.
And what's Daryl? Desmond flipping Tutu? Look, I've said it before, Trace. You don't grass on your own kind, you know that.
Do I?
Yeah, well, you bloody well ought to. Remember that time you sellotaped a fish paste sandwich to the bottom of Miss Perkins' desk at primary school?
Oh, yeah. That was great, that was. She didn't find it for weeks.
Yeah. And they'd have carried on blaming smelly Stephen Ridgway if Lorraine Morris hadn't grassed you up.
Poor cow. She works for the tax office now.
Well, ain't that taught you anything?
Yes. If I'd stuck it behind the blackboard, they'd never have found it. Look, it's hardly in the same league as holding up a building society, is it?
That's true. You and Garthy aren't exactly living off the ill-gotten gains of a fish paste sandwich.
No, I didn't know how Daryl earned his living.
Exactly. And you wouldn't have been over the moon if someone had grassed your precious Daryl up back then, would you?
No, but...
Look, let's leave it till morning, eh? Let's sleep on it.
I don't think I'll be able to sleep.
Of course you will. Try to remember a funny Jim Davidson joke. Always done the trick for me.
Local news headlines at 10 o'clock. Loughton geography teacher Trevor Makepeace has begun his attempt to walk backwards across Australia in order to raise money for a kidney dialysis machine. And police are still appealing for witnesses in connection with the armed raid on a Chigwell building society yesterday. This raid is the third of its kind in the Essex area this week, and police believe the same man is responsible. Trouble broke out yesterday.
Hear the news, did ya?
Yeah?
This is awful, Shal.
All right, moaning Minnie, I'll clear up later.
This is the third building society's turned over this week.
Well, you're all right, your money's in Barclays. But leave it to the boys in blue, will you, Trace? Keep our noses clean.
Do you really think so?
Yes. Hear no evil, see no evil. That's my motto. We didn't see nothing, so we've got nothing to worry about.
But we did.
Sorry, officer. I have these funny turns. This strange mist descends and suddenly I can't see a thing.
You're worse than Chris, you are. When God was giving out principles, you was behind the bike shed with 5-nick Woodbine.
And butter wouldn't melt in your mouth, I suppose.
Look, my Daryl is paying his debt to society, and so should Vinnie Hutchins.
You don't mean that. As far as you're concerned, society could go and get stuffed if your Daryl was back under the duck and down with you.
And why don't we suss out the boys this afternoon, see what they think?
No way am I going to visit Chris.
But he is your husband. Don't you have any feelings for him?
Tracy, I've had ear infections I'm more fond of.
I don't know.
You must know what happened, Trace. You're on the outside.
Daryl, I ain't got the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Phil and David, they're having a dreadful barney about when to bring the dairy herd in, and me tranny packed up.
You what?
The Archers, everyday story of country folk.
I ain't come all this way to talk about the sodding Archers.
No, sorry, babe. So what you been up to then?
Not a lot. Not a lot. You?
What do you think?
Almost murdered Sharon yesterday for leaving a pickled onion in me Wedgwood bonbon dish.
Well, you can take a sister to Chigwell, but you can't make her posh.
Uncle Costas came last week.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was about as entertaining as Athlete's Foot and all.
I'm here, and I?
Yeah. Why?
Because there was only Prime Minister's question time on the telly this afternoon.
So tell us what you've been up to, then.
Well, Richard Gere keeps ringing, but I've told Tracy to tell him I'm washing my hair. And then there's Tom Cruise. Love him. Insisted on flying me out to Acapulco for a party. But I said, Tom, I've got a lovely bit of liver in. Don't want to see it going to waste.
You know, you should rent that tongue of yours out, you know, Shell. Someone could slice ham on it. Who you been strumping then, eh?
Do you mind? I went out for a drink with one of the girls from Low Price last week. And I thought I saw Vinnie Hutchins the other day.
Yeah, he's out. Lock up your daughters.
He's still married to that, what's her name, Jackie, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's not old Vinny putting it about.
You and him both. You never exactly thought our wedding vows were carved in stone, did you?
No, but our wedding cake was.
I got a smashing letter from Garfield the other day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's turning into a real chip off the old block.
Oh, he ain't been caught nicking software out the computer room again, has he?
But he had to give that Routledge a good going over for shopping him to the housemaster.
Shopping him for what?
For selling Latin translations at a fiver a throw. I think he must get his business sense from me.
So, do you reckon Vinnie will go straight?
Yeah, straight back in here. He's a nasty piece of work, him.
And you're purer than an angel's fart, I suppose.
I know I'm not the ideal husband, Shell, but that Vinnie Hutchins, he's a toe rag. He's a toe rag's toe rag. Yeah.
Why's that then?
Well, he knocks his Jackie about, doesn't he? And her with 3 kiddies.
Oh, nice.
Look, I never knocked you about, did I?
If you'd have tried, you'd have got your teeth back in an ashtray.
Look, I may have carried the shooter, but I never used it. You know that, Shell.
Yeah, that's true. You jump 6 feet in the air if someone bursts a crisp packet near you.
Give Vinnie Hutchins a gun. He thinks he's popping off ducks at a fairground. Look, I'd tell the filth myself if I knew a case like him was tooled up.
I don't want Garfy getting into fights.
But he didn't have no choice, did he? I mean, you don't stitch up a mate, do you?
Oh, sometimes you have to.
No, Tracy, I'm sorry, but that's cobblers. Mates are mates. Even if you hate their guts. I mean, look at me and Chris.
All right.
Last Monday, a bloke on Seawing got unexpectedly circumcised. Do you know why?
He was Jewish.
No. He grassed a fella up 3 years ago, didn't he? And he thought he got away with it. 3 years it took, but they found him, and they got their own back. Got a little bit of him back and all.
But that's terrible.
I don't say it's right, Chase, but that's the way it is. You've got to understand, you don't grass.
And how's that sister of yours, Deb? Still going out with a creature from 10,000 fathoms? Oh, she ain't, is she? What, the bloke from Sketchley's, the spotty one? She's an half Pickham. Pickham, did it? What's in it for her, apart from having her sheepskin cleaned for nothing?
Get to the point.
Yeah, Chris was saying the other day that Vinnie Hutchins is out. You're a mate of his wife, Jackie, aren't you? She must be well pleased to have him home again. Oh, has she? Oh, well, good for her. Yeah, that's the trouble, though, isn't it? You kick 'em out and they do keep coming back again. I think Chris made more comebacks than Gary Glitter. Yeah, if he gets violent again, she should go to the woman's refuge. Well, for her sake, as well as the kids.
Come on.
Yeah, I've got to go now, Deb. How about you and me going out one night, getting rat-arsed, eh? All right. Yeah, see you later. Bye.
Well?
That poor cow. I thought my Chris was bad. That Vinnie Hutchins takes the biscuit. He deserves locking up and a key being thrown away.
What? Grass him up, you mean?
No, send him on a world cruise, Tracy.
But we can't grass, you said.
I thought you had your heart set on winning Supergrass of the Year awards.
And I thought you was going to change the habit of a lifetime and keep your mouth shut for once.
We are prisoners' wives, Trace. It is in the job description.
So we don't grass, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and meanwhile, poor Jackie Hutchins gets another black eye from accidentally walking into a door.
Yeah, well, that's not our problem.
Oh, yes, it is. She's a woman like you and me. Where's your solidarity with your sisters, eh?
You've been watching Channel 4 again?
I never thought I'd hear myself say it, Trace, but Vinnie Hutchins deserves to be turned in. We owe it to womankind.
And what about our debt to the boys?
I don't owe Chris nothing. In fact, he owes me 147 quid and that gold chain you gave me for his 21st birthday.
I'm talking about Daryl. I don't him to lose a fight with a Stanley knife because we stitched up Vinnie Hutchins.
Vinnie Hutchins deserves to have his liberty and one or two other things cut off.
Well, couldn't we ask Dorian what she thinks we should do?
Dorian? The woman that thinks Principles is a dress shop.
A small sherry, please, Sharon.
Do you want a grape peeling while I'm at it?
I had to get out of that house. Marcus is driving me to distraction.
Why? What's he doing?
Being nice. I can't stand it.
You ungrateful cow. Some women will give their right arm to have their man around the house.
Yeah, and some women would be glad to be shot of him.
I know. I'm a lucky woman. I've got a beautiful home, good looks. More Jasper Conran than I know what to do with.
Neighbours who never tell you to sling your hook.
What more could I want?
You tell us.
I want Luke. Just a couple of afternoons a week. It's not too much to ask, is it?
Do me.
He's called to head office today. He was told that if he hadn't sold a Lundquist kitchen by Friday, they'd shut down the branch and have him transferred to Ilkley.
Ilkley's not the end of the world, Dorian.
No, but you can see it from there. I mean, it's all the uncertainty. I'd cope without him. Would he forget me? And would they convert Lundquist kitchens into yet another body shop?
Oh, you'll find someone else. Your sort always do.
Well, that's just where you're wrong, Tracy. I love Luke. And he fulfills my needs.
Listen, Dorian. Most women would give up a month's income support for your needs.
Thank you, Sharon. If I'd wanted politics, I'd listen to the Jimmy Young show. Oh, turn up the TV at Shaw Taylor.
Oh, go on. Cheer yourself up with some poor bastard's misfortune.
Not at all. I just want to see if they've found our Capo de Monte yet.
Chris's favourite programme, this. Taught him everything he knows. How to get round Edmonton one way with a Panzer car up your bum. How to shoot 500 Moody stereos. What's the matter, Dor? Spotted your Del Monte?
Right. Yes. There he is. What would you say he was? Early 30s, maybe? Medium height? Stocky build? The one thing you can't see is the fact that his skin is very badly pockmarked. The jacket is blue in colour. The hat, the woolly hat, red and white. Arsenal colours. Do you think you recognise that face? Let me issue a word of warning. If you do see him, don't go near him, because he's dangerous. He has a gun. He's prepared to use it. In fact, one cashier has been shot in the arm. If you can put a name to that face, get in touch with Crime Busters, 0800 555 111. You don't have to give your name, and you could earn a Community Action Trust reward.
It's that revolting man from the pub.
What man?
Sure, Taylor, don't use her pub.
You remember a couple of days ago. You know him, don't you?
I've never seen him before in my life, officer.
So what was it you called him? Lenny Huggins? Lenny Hutchins? No. Vinnie Hutchins, that was it. You phoned the police, have you?
Look, we might as well tell her, shall?
Oh, shut up, Murphy.
Oh, of course. Your sort don't do that, do they? I know about these things. I've watched Minder.
Well, don't look at me.
you've got to help us, Dorian. Should we, Grass?
Grass? Has this got something to do with illegal substances?
Do we shop Vinnie Hutchins, hand him over, stitch him up?
Well, of course you do. It's your civic duty.
Yeah, well, it ain't as easy as that. He's a friend of the boys. So we should keep stum, right?
He's also a complete psycho that thinks wife's another word for punch bag.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
How big is a Community Action Trust reward?
Well, that's not the point.
Well, it's worth considering.
I mean, are we talking £10 worth of luncheon vouchers or a villa in Marbella?
I reckon you wouldn't see less than 10 grand.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. 2 days ago, you said you'd rather wake up next to Norman Tebbit than shop Vinnie Hutchins. Now you're talking blood money.
Well, if they're offering Tracy, it would be rude to refuse.
So you think we should phone the police?
Yes, I do. Honesty is always the best policy.
Oh, so you've told Marcus all about your bit of Lundquist leg over, have you?
That's different. The shock would kill him. No, I think you should phone the police, but not until tomorrow. As my mother always says, things are never as hard in the morning.
Oi, Trace. Tracy? Oi, wake up, face ache.
I am awake, face ache. There better be a good reason for you bursting in here at 12 minutes past 3.
I can't sleep.
So what do you want, one of me tranks or 3 bursts of golden slumbers?
I keep thinking about Vinnie Hutchins.
Ugh, he's horrible.
Not like that, you lemon.
Oh, I get it. Been working out how you're going to spend the reward money, have you?
Well, it had crossed my mind. Oh, I'd love a motor, Trace. Nothing flash like Dorian's. A little hatchback or something.
You can't drive.
Could take a crash course.
Oh, so you'd have my Darryl done over for a Fiat Panda?
No. A Golf GTI at least.
Sharon, you wouldn't.
Of course I wouldn't.
If anything happened to my Darryl, I'd never forgive you.
Trace, if all I cared about was the reward money, I'd have given Shaw Taylor a ring hours ago.
Yeah, OK.
No, what I was thinking was, you know who could really do with that money?
No way. Your Chris can pay off his own gambling debts.
Stuff, Chris. I mean Jackie Hutchins. Imagine what she could do with 10 grand, eh? Get out of that slum, fortnight in Tenerife, treat her kids. Well, what do you reckon?
I reckon, Shal, that for a thoughtless, self-centred cow, you can be quite nice sometimes. Here, hang about. We're going to have to grasp Vinnie Hutchins anonymously, aren't we? I mean, it's the only way. How else can we be sure of keeping my Darryl out of it?
Yeah, but what about the reward?
Stuff the reward.
It's 10 grand minimum.
Yeah, well, what you've never had, you won't miss.
I've never had size 10 hips, but I wouldn't say no.
All the money was going to Jackie Hutchins.
Yeah, well, it's all academic now, isn't it?
Shame. Jackie would have liked Tenerife.
Yeah, well, I'll see you in the morning for a bowl of cornflakes and an anonymous phone call. Blimey, I never thought I'd turn into a stool pigeon.
There's a first time for everything.
Actually, it's not the first time.
Eh?
Remember that business with a fish pie sandwich?
Yeah.
I think you owe Lorraine Morris an apology.
Past 11 and still in your dressing gown. You're letting yourself go, Tracy. Mark my words, the next stage is pouring straight vodka on your fruit and fibre.
I overslept, all right. I had an awful night, as it happened.
Blimey. Last time I did that much tossing and turning in bed, I had company.
This Vinnie Hutchins business is doing my head in.
Not anymore. Dorian Green saves the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I telephoned the police for you.
You what?
I gave them a full description, told them I'd seen the man they were looking for, and, this bit's brilliant,
I can't wait.
I even said I overheard his accomplice calling him Vinnie.
But he didn't.
All right, so I bent the truth a little. But I only did it to protect you.
You shot Vinnie Hutchins.
The detective I spoke to called me a very hot lead.
But we was going to do it.
But were you? I could see you wrestling with your consciences, so I thought it best, as a friend, to relieve you of your moral dilemma.
And 10,000 nicker.
Well, someone had to claim it.
And you were short of Reddies, I suppose.
Look, I know you think I'm a selfish, spoiled woman, but how I spend this money may finally convince you that I am not.
You're buying a water purifying system to help the people of Sudan.
No. I'm buying a kitchen system to help my Luke.
Dorian, I have never met anyone so... Oh, I'm gobsmacked, Dorian.
Don't you think your Marcus might notice this second kitchen when he falls over it in the hall?
Well, I was hoping you'd keep it in your garage until my friend Debbie Zuckerman can convince her husband that they need a new one.
And then you'll give it to her, out of the goodness of your heart.
No, at cost price. There's no such thing as a free ride, Tracy.
Your rides on Luke certainly don't come cheap. You'll be quids in at the end of all this, ain't ya?
Well, making a profit is not a sin, you know.
But 2-timing your husband is.
Let alone 10-timing.
Do you know, Dorian, I've got a good mind to grass you up to your Marcus.
You wouldn't.
You tell me why not.
Friendship? Loyalty? A free week at Champneys?
We saw Vinnie Hutchins, so it's our reward money, which makes it our kitchen.
But you didn't want one.
Well, I do now. Changing your mind isn't a sin, you know. Look, you give me that kitchen, I'll drop you right in the carsey without a rubber ring. Right. What's Marcus's work number, Shal?
All right. All right. You win. The kitchen's yours. But I warn you, Tracy Stubbs. It's got stippled sienna worktops.
Blimey, I thought I could play dirty, but you can outdo Maradona.
Yeah, good runner.
Be honest, Trace. You don't want another kitchen.
No. But I know someone who does. Was Jackie Hutchins' phone number?